This segment is brought to you by Rouse's Markets. Feels like home.
Hey everybody, welcome back into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. It's time to check in with Assumption Parish, and for that, Sheriff Leland Falcons Sheriff's Department is represented by Commander Lonnie Cavalier. Lonnie, how you doing, man? Things good?
Good, Harry. Thanks for having us. All's well.
Yes, sir. Busy week for you guys? How was it?
Yeah, we've had some, we had an incident at our facility on Saturday night that was, a pretty bad deal, and we've kind of been occupied since then.
I got you. Well, why don't you get us up to date with what's going on?
Yes, Jamon Jaheim Davis, 20 of 108 Jerome Court, Napoleonville, was arrested on multiple felony counts related to an attack upon a corrections officer at the detention facility late Saturday night. Deputies were summoned to the detention facility in connection to a disturbance within the facility, and upon arrival, deputies made contact with facility employees who indicated that a corrections officer had been viciously assaulted and beaten by an inmate, now identified as Jamon Jaheim Davis. Deputies secured the facility and initiated an investigation. During that process, deputies determined that the corrections officer was placing inmates into their cells at lockdown, at which time Jamon Jaheim Davis refused to enter his cell. Davis then attacked the corrections officer, causing bodily injury. Deputies reviewed electronic surveillance footage, which captured the entire incident. The deputy was transported to Thibodeau Regional Medical Center for treatment by Acadian ambulance. As a result of this incident, Jamon Jaheim Davis was booked on charges of battery of a correctional facility employee, aggravated second-degree battery, taking contraband to and from a penal institution, illegal carrying of weapons, which was a self-made shank that was made in his cell, simple escape, simple battery of the infirm. Jamon Jaheim Davis remains incarcerated pending a bond hearing. Davis was previously being held in a probation revocation sentence for prior offenses.
Yeah, when you look at this, it does also stress the importance of the jobs you guys do and the first responders and obviously people that work at the jail. It's a very, very serious job, and we hope for a quick recovery for that officer. Okay, number 2 was a traffic stop. You want to get into that, please?
Yes, Devontae Johnson, 33 of 2605 Southern Hill Boulevard, Apartment 13, Arlington, Texas, was arrested on felony drug charges arising from a traffic stop on LE1 near Labradorville. A uniformed patrol deputy observed the vehicle commit a traffic violation and conducted a stop of that vehicle. The deputy made contact with the driver, now identified as Devontae Johnson, and engaged the driver in an officer violator interview. At the conclusion of the interview, the deputy believed that additional investigation was warranted. A K-9 conducted an open-air sniff of the suspect vehicle and alerted positive for the presence of controlled dangerous substances. A subsequent search of the suspect vehicle resulted in the seizure of doses of a pain management medication identified as tramadol hydrochloride. Devontae Johnson was arrested and booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on charges of prohibited acts, Schedule 4, controlled dangerous substances, to wit, tramadol hydrochloride, failure to dim headlights. And Devontae Johnson remains incarcerated, with his bond being set at $10,000.
Okay, and Lonnie, our final one has to deal with another traffic stop, and Mrs. Cotto.
Yes, Amber Renee Corto, 39 of 44324 Melanson Street, Sorrento, Louisiana, was arrested on felony drug charges following a traffic stop on LA 70 East. A uniformed patrol deputy assigned to the ICE detail observed an eastbound vehicle on LA 70 committed traffic violation and executed a stop of that vehicle. The deputy made contact with the driver, now identified as Amber Renee Corto, and engaged Corto in an officer violator interview. At the conclusion of that investigation, the deputy believed that further investigation was warranted. The deputy requested consent to search the vehicle, which Amber Renee Corto granted. A search of the vehicle resulted in the seizure of assorted drug paraphernalia and a quantity of methamphetamine. At the conclusion of the investigation, the deputy arrested Amber Renee Corto, and she was booked into the Assumption Parish Detention Center on charges of possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, speeding, careless operation of a motor vehicle, and insurance required. Amber Renee Corto remains incarcerated with her bond set at $25,000.
Okay, Lonnie, we got a minute and a half to go here. I know it's summertime. Do you have an update on the deputy that was involved in the first story?
Yes, the deputy was treated, as we said, at Thibodeau Regional. He was released. He appears to have some facial fractures, particularly in the nasal area. A lot of bumps and bruises, closed eyes. He took a pretty significant beating. But at the end of the day, I think he's going to be okay. And we've since transferred the inmate out of our facility to Hunt Correctional Facility.
Right. So, we're certainly hoping for a speedy recovery there. The last thing is during the summertime, you guys put on a couple of camps, and you got one going on right now in Napoleonville. I know there's one later on in Bell River as well, or actually Pierre Park.
Yes, we have one going on at Assumption High right now, the basketball, volleyball camp. It is again appears that it's going to be heavily attended, and it's right at the end of school and right in the middle of the summer vacation. So, we're very pleased with the attendance. This has been an annual thing since Sheriff Falcon took office in 2016, and has been extremely successful. The only year we missed was the COVID year. And again, it's very well attended, and it helps us to keep, kids off of the streets.
Well, we sure appreciate the update. Thank you. Lonnie Cavalier from Assumption Parish Sheriff's Department.
Thanks for having us, Al.
All right. We'll be right back with more Bayou Time right after this.
This segment was brought to you by Rouse's Markets. Feels like home.